Hi everyone, I hope you're all staying safe and well and being careful. I also hope you're not too stressed, because we all just need to stay calm and do our best in this very difficult situation. I'm staying at home as much as possible, but I did go for a walk yesterday. I'm avoiding public transport and the tube, but I went for a walk. And I've got some clips and photographs for you from that. And I also want to talk about a couple of words. One is mask, which obviously we're talking about a lot at the moment. Mask, a noun, I'm sure you know, it's a face covering. It can also be a verb, to mask something. And you can use that, that's not just about covering your face. So if you're taking a photograph and someone's hidden by some, you can say, oh, that tree is masking you. As for a normal mask, just say, I'm wearing a mask, are you wearing a mask, why aren't you wearing a mask, things like that. You can use the adjective masked, and that's fine, but it's more often used when someone is trying to hide themselves behind a mask. So usage for health, you would just say, I'm wearing a mask, but say a robber, you might say, masked robbers got away with £1 billion from the bank, or whatever. So that's a few little things on the word mask. Okay, the other word I wanted to talk about is pandemic. You've probably heard of it. It means you use it when a disease has got everywhere. You could say a pandemic. You can use it as an adjective as well, but it's more often a noun. And it's interesting because of how the word is formed, and this little bit is more advanced, so feel free to ignore it if your English is not quite at this stage yet. But if a word begins with pan, it often is to do with the whole of something, total something, when something is everywhere. So for example, panorama, which you'll probably be familiar with from your phones. A panorama setting in the camera is when you're trying to capture everything. You're trying to get the whole view. You can also apply the word pan to other things. You can just invent your own pan word. So you could say this problem is pan-Asian, meaning it's a problem that applies to all of Asia. So yes, you can use pan. If you do that, you have to write it P-A-N hyphen. Whereas pandemic, panorama are whole words, they're not hyphenated. Some other words, my favourite is probably pandemonium, which means chaos. It's like an extreme word for chaos everywhere. But it actually comes from combining pan and demon like a devil, like a evil thing from hell. So pandemonium literally means that devils are everywhere, which I think is quite a cool word, really. So pansexual is someone who doesn't just fancy men and women, that's bisexual. Pansexual, a pansexual person is attracted to all genders, no genders, the whole spectrum of kind of gender variety. And that word is noun and an adjective as well. So when you use the word pandemic, when a disease has got everywhere, which is certainly the situation at the moment. So I've just come for a little walk to see what's going on in my neighbourhood and around Brick Lane and into the city, and so far I've not seen anyone else wear a mask apart from Asians. I'm the only Brit. I'd say that things are a bit quieter than normal, but not a lot, really. Kind of normal life. So I'd say that definitely around Spitalfields Market it's a lot quieter. Very strange atmosphere everywhere, really. Lots of restaurants are closed, which is sensible, I guess. Whitechapel Market is much quieter than normal. This is normally packed, and there are a few guys set up little stores to sell masks. You can see one of them behind me. So my little walk took me to the edge of the financial district, the City of London, near Liverpool Street, which was kind of normal, just a bit quieter. Spitalfields Market, which is kind of quite a classy market, was definitely quieter. Whitechapel Market, which is a more everyday market, was definitely quieter. And Whitechapel is also where there's a big supermarket, and I took some pictures of empty shelves there a couple of days ago, which you might have seen on social media because it got a lot of shares, which was quite shocking. I mean, there isn't a shortage of food. There's food in the warehouses. The problem is people go to the shops and buy everything because, well, they're worried. But they needn't worry about shortages of food. And of course, the result of this is that vulnerable people, older people, or people who are working incredibly long hours at hospitals get to the shops and find there's nothing left for them, which is terrible, really. It's very, very selfish of people, and I hope they stop doing that. I was just going to talk about 2 words, but let's also talk about stockpiling quickly. So you might know a pile is when you have lots of things on top of each other. Stock is stuff you have in storage. So if you're a shopkeeper, you might say, I have lots of bananas in stock, but my stock of apples is running low. Stockpiling is when you gather lots of stock, you gather lots of stuff. And you can have a stockpile, noun. You can stockpile at the supermarket, then it's a verb to stockpile, and stockpiling is the noun that describes that activity. There is a lot of stockpiling going on at the moment, and it's wrong, people shouldn't do it. Okay, I think that's it from me for now. It's pretty strange out there, I have to say. Some people are taking this very seriously, others are not taking it seriously at all. Government advice is quite confusing, people don't really know what to do, but use common sense. That's a good phrase, actually, common sense. It's when things are, you know, it's obvious what the right thing is to do. Use common sense, protect other people, even if you feel, even if you're not too worried yourself. Remember that it is our job to protect each other, not just ourselves. And I will see you here again soon. Let me know if there's anything that you would like me to talk about. Okay, take care. Bye.